Hey everybody, welcome back to Empower. I am your host Kim, and thank you for joining me for another episode. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you are a repeat viewer, welcome back, sis. We are family now. I thank you so much for deciding to click on this video. Our effort and goal here is to encourage and embolden and empower, enlighten women to agree with who God has created them to be, to stop kind of being a shrinking violet and hiding in the shadow, but to stand up boldly, courageously, and be who God has called you to be. It seems that the word for this month of March is mobilization, to try and get us to keep moving forward. And today's topic, let's just get right into it, is going to be, I dare you to decide. I dare you to decide. You know, when we were kids, we used to play Truth or Dare. And so we would, if you were like me, you would always pick truth, because I didn't like dares. Because I was really shy. And so people would try to get me to do outlandish things that I would never do, simply because I was so shy and withdrawn and I didn't want any attention on me, and I was kind of quiet. Because I just preferred not to have any attention put on me. Later on, I discovered why, and it was low self-esteem and all those things. But I didn't want to be dared, so I would choose truth all the time. It was much easier for me to tell the truth than it was to do a dare. But there were other people who loved dares. They never said truth. They always wanted dares. As I've grown, I've kind of given myself dares. The fact that you're watching this is kind of a dare that I set for myself every time I turn this camera on, because I don't like being on camera. I don't like to hear myself talk. And it's not that I'm shy, because in front of people, in an atmosphere where I'm standing in front, sharing information, teaching, whatever, I'm fine. So it's not about stage fright. It's about the fact that it cannot disappear, I think is what bugs me about this. And so the fact that I have continued to do this after I finally started is a bit, I'm proud of me. Because I hate it. I don't like pictures. I have had to force myself into taking pictures and to getting into the habit of trying to see which ones I would like, what my face needs to do, all of these things. So sometimes we can have small dares, right? And that lead us to bigger ones. The point is, the dare, we have to decide, which, let me read this definition that I found of decide that I like. It means to come to resolution in the mind as a result of consideration. Meaning, I have sat and thought this through. And because of that, the conclusion I have reached is this requires this type of action, and I will do that. I will carry it out. Decision is important, because whether we want to admit it or not, when we dream big and we have these ideas and plans and we write them down and we think them through and we share them with people, but we never take action on them, we never bring them into manifestation or fruition, we have decided. I used to say, when people said not making a decision is a decision, I'd be like, no, it's not. But it is, because we have decided not to decide, not to be on one side or the other of whatever it is that we've been thinking or contemplating. So even indecision is a decision. But the dare today is to make a decision to go forward, to make a decision to not be in this same place next year this time. You know how Facebook will throw up a reminder, even Instagram does it, your post from last year on this very day. Sometimes we feel so motivational and we post something that's so thought-provoking, and we really intend now to do something about it, or it moved us emotionally, and we're like, man, this is talking to me. I need to do this. And we fully intend in that moment to do it. Then Facebook will have the audacity to remind us next year, and we look back on some things, some of us, and be like, oh, that's how I was feeling last year, huh? Man. Didn't do anything about that. And so I want to dare you to decide to be disciplined. We spend too much time, in my opinion, on talking about motivation, and we put a lot of emphasis on it. And I'm not saying that it isn't important. What I am saying is, for me, discipline is more important than motivation, because what discipline will do is get me up and moving and going forward when motivation won't. Because sometimes I'm not motivated. I don't want to, right? You can identify with that. I don't feel like it. And so we don't. But discipline, that habit that we have created of doing it no matter what, of getting up, setting intention the night before, setting an alarm clock the night before, writing something down, getting us an accountability partner. Okay, starting from here on out, I'm exercising by 6:01. I am on whatever equipment, I have stretched, I am whatever. At 6:01, my body will be moving. Or I will be praying at 6:01. I will be whatever, at whatever time you set. Discipline is just where your body gets used to doing. Your mind gets used to doing. The habit is created. If you don't do it, you feel like, man, something is missing. As opposed to motivation. Because there will be days, sometimes weeks and months, where you just don't want to. So relying on feeling and emotion, that's detrimental. Because leading with our feelings, they change. And so when I first get up, I may not feel like it. And then later in the day, I may feel like it. But now, because I waited so late, I'm in the middle of XYZ that has to be done because there are other people that count on me to do whatever, or job at home, teaching your children at home, whatever, preparing to cook, teach, whatever it is, things continue. The day continues to move on. And if you're waiting on a feeling, sometimes, if we're honest, we don't even have time to really feel. We just get up, press go, and go until we stop. So to break up that monotony and to interrupt that pattern, we have to have some discipline. So I dare you to decide to be disciplined. I dare you to put a plan into motion, put it on paper, put it in voice notes, whatever it is that you need to do, and then execute. People always used to say, I heard this all the time, there is no try, just do. I was like, no, there's a try. But I understand now why the focus shouldn't be on trying and should be on doing. Because some of us will give a half-hearted try, right? We won't really try. It'll be like, oh, well, I thought about it and I went and stood over there. Didn't feel right, so I left. And there is a place to be excited about that for a little while. Like if you never have done and then you at least got to, that's how I did when I first went to work out in public in the gym. I was like, oh my God. So the first day I actually put on workout clothes, went to the gym, got in the inside, turned around and left and went home. Because I was like, oh my God, I can't. Not in front of strangers. This is crazy. And so but I did give myself some props because I actually made it there. And then the next day I was like, okay, we're not wasting gas. Get your tail in here and do something. So then I did. So I'm not saying don't congratulate yourself for small steps, but I'm saying let's not stay there. Let's really be honest with ourselves and put a demand on ourselves. Decide to demand some things from you. You can do it. You're smart enough, you're intelligent, you have enough energy, you have enough on the inside. You have enough to share, you have enough to start. See, we often are so reluctant, I think, because we are thinking about the end. But we can't ever get to the end if we don't start. So decide to start. Decide to be disciplined enough to start. And then make that a habit. Start every day. Then add something else that you start, because you will have improved upon the first thing. And then as you go on, you're bolstering the first thing until it becomes so ingrained in you that you don't need motivation. It's discipline. It's muscle memory. It's what we do. Now, it's normal. This is how I function. It is so possible. Tell your child something that you're trying to do. If you have a child like mine, Mom, it's Monday. Did you record your Empower videos? Mom, didn't you say you were gonna? Sometimes you can regret telling them, but even just that little thing and having them be like, so did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Is enough to be like, okay, they're watching me. And this is something that I am working on, and I think I've gotten far enough so that I can encourage Davini, my 7-year-old, to be consistent, because she knows I'm going to be in here recording a video. I'm going to upload it. Now she knows how to find it on YouTube herself and click on it and watch. So these are things that your children are watching you do. People are counting on you to do what you say you're going to do. This is why sometimes we don't say anything. But I'm daring you today to decide to be disciplined enough to take a step. And then after the first step, if you have to stand there a little bit and get your wind back and realize that, wow, I just did that, that's okay. Don't stand there too long. Grass will grow under your feet. And whatever you do, don't go back, because it's twice as hard to start after the first time you stop. That's all I've got for us today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad that you joined me. If you liked what you heard and saw, do me a favor, please, and like, share, subscribe, comment, all of the things. I would appreciate you following me on Facebook. You can just type in MPOWHER. You can go on Instagram, please do, and follow Empower Her, spelled the same way, 540, Empower 540 on Instagram and on YouTube. Trying to grow that channel. If you would subscribe, please, you can type into the search space MPOWHER. I upload on Mondays. I am in Germany. So depending on where you are, the time may be, it might be Tuesday when you see it, it might be whenever. But feel free to join me again next time as we discuss whatever is next, whatever the next topic is. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.